Here we are at Patent Ceramics. I've got some gloves on here because I'm going to mix this by hand. We're starting off with some EPK kaolin. We're going to use about 2 cups of that. About 2 cups of aluminum hydrate.
Is it better to do this inside or outside?
Absolutely, do it outside. This is not really good to breathe. And we're going to use about twice as much of sawdust. A little less than that though. So I'm going to begin with 2 cups here. And then I'm going to add 1.5 cups more. Try to use sawdust that's really fine. Some of this is a little thick. And when I go to cut out the pieces, you'll see these little greens, these little pieces get stuck. And you're going to use as much water as you need to kind of make it like pastry dough.
Like Play-Doh or something?
Exactly.
You just mix it by hand?
I mix it by hand. I think it's just faster this way.
Okay, and plus you can feel the consistency.
Exactly, nice.
I see.
This looks like it needs a little more water. You can see that it's going to break apart too easily.
So it kind of wants to stick together at the right consistency?
Exactly.
Like cookie dough, maybe?
There you go. Perfect. Now it's sticking together. Got to really hydrate that sawdust in there. These cookies don't shrink. They remain the same size as when you make them. Alright, so we're ready to put it in the other container. I already have one batch in this cookie sheet right here. I want to make these a little bit thicker though for strength because I'm using a lot of sawdust. If you find that they're breaking apart too easily, just reduce the amount of sawdust and you're fine. However, if you use 1/3 of each of those 3 components, the aluminum hydrate, the EPK, and the sawdust, they will get so hard that they will break your ceramic pieces if you do it that way.
Why do they break your pieces?
They break your pieces just because the EPK and the aluminum hydrate make a very, very hard substance, and so your clay is not as strong as those components to make the cookies.
Oh, I see. Well, how thick are you making this?
I'm going to make it about the thickness of the cookie sheet. I like to make them this thick. Then they can be...
so it's about 3/4 of an inch or something like that, half inch?
Yeah,
like
about half an inch. Yeah. I'm going to put the paper over this one. You could use a rolling pin to make them flat, but I honestly prefer this method because it tends to make it evenly flat. You could also...
so you just put one cookie sheet inside the other one and then stand on it?
Yeah. But you could also use, with a roller, you could use guides on the sides to make, you know how you make clay thickness, even clay thickness that way? You could do it also that way.
Oh, gotcha.
Now I'm just going to take the sizes that I want to use.
So the thickness isn't necessarily critical, it's just getting it roughly even. You want it kind of flat, so...
You want it flat so that your piece doesn't slide.
So the piece ends up being kind of a uniform thickness.
Exactly.
And so those are the cookie cutters. What did you call them? The stent?
These are cutters. These are just called cutters. You can get them online.
What's the name of them?
Ateco. That was in the part 1
Oh.
video. I explained about all the different things that you'll need. So here we go. So I would actually go through and make cookies out of all of these, but I want to make this quick for you. So you stick one that's smaller inside the one that you're removing. Whoops. Usually comes out easier than this. Make sure everything's okay here. Yeah.
So you
Comes
pulled
right
out
out
the
there.
outer ring, and that just left the inner ring.
Yes. I think I'll get that little piece. Looks like a piece of plastic was caught in there. So I'm going to use this one that's smaller. I'm going to put it upside down.
So you're putting
Inside
it
the other.
inside the bigger. You've already punctured with the big ring, and now you're taking a smaller ring and puncturing that.
Well, it helps me get the other piece out.
I see.
And you could use a spatula underneath if you wanted to, but sometimes it does pull the paper underneath. See, these I'm going to actually just, you know, put on the cookie sheet again and step on them again, and I can reuse
because they're
this.
still wet, you can reuse. I
Exactly.
see.
A lot of people make these without doing that, and they end up having a lot of waste
Okay, so you didn't put a smaller one inside there.
because it actually came out by itself.
Oh, I see. So as long
Sometimes
as you
you
can
need
get
it.
it out by itself, that's all you need to worry about.
Exactly. Exactly.
I see.
So you just keep on cutting, then you can just re-smush this stuff together and make more. And that is how you make the ceramic cookies. Thank you.